Okay, if you look at page 28 and look at the left-hand column, you'll see where I wrote root 5 is an exact answer. 2.24 is an approximate, and it's an approximate answer carried out to the hundredths place. So the textbook sometimes will ask for exact answers, and that's actually going to be in chapter 11. And that means they want you to give it in simplest radical form. Or they'll ask you to approximate the answer to the hundredths place, and that means they don't want you to leave it in radical form. So we're just going to practice, how do I change an answer like 2 plus or minus the square root of 5 into a decimal answer? Well, as I said before, the square root of 5, if you use your calculator and you round it, is 2.24. So this is really saying 2 plus or minus 2.24. So it's the same as 2 plus 2.24 and 2 minus 2.24. If you do that on a calculator, 2 plus 2.24 is obviously 4.24. 2 minus 2.24 is negative 0.24. So if they ask you to express the answer in exact form, you'd say 2 plus or minus root 5. If they want it approximated to the hundredths, you give 4.24 comma negative 0.24. Okay, so now I want everyone to try B on their own. Try to change negative 3 plus or minus root 2 into two answers rounded to the hundredths place. Stop the video, and when you've finished, start the video again and see if you got it correct. So I would do negative 3 plus or minus, and the square root of 2 rounded to hundredths place is 1.41. So that's the same as negative 3 plus 1.41, comma, negative 3 minus 1.41. So this becomes negative 1.59, and this becomes negative 4.41. So again, rounded to the hundredths, it would be that answer. Exact answer would be negative 3 plus or minus root 2. Okay, so I went over that because now we're going to do example 3. And example 3 asks you to solve that equation and round it to the nearest hundredths. So the first step is to divide each side by 5. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. Then the next step is to square root both sides and find both the positive and negative square root. And then I subtract 1. So my answer is negative 1 plus or minus root 6. So that would be the exact answer, but now we're going to change our answers to rounded to the nearest hundredths. So again, stop the video and see if you can do this on your own. And this becomes negative 1 plus root 6. And this becomes negative 1 minus root 6. So this is negative 3.45, and this is 1.45, because root 6 is 2.45. Okay? Now, again, I want everyone to stop the video and try to do number 6 and 7 on your own. When you're done, start the video up again and see if you got the right answer. Okay. So, here for number 6, the first thing we do is divide both sides by 3, and then we square root both sides. So we end up getting m equals 4 plus or minus 2. So it's either 4 plus 2, which is 6, or 4 minus 2, which is 2. For the next one, we divide both sides by 4. So we get a minus 3 squared. Put it here. A minus 3 squared equals 8, because we divide both sides by 4. I then square root both sides, and I get a minus 3 equals plus or minus square root of 8, which is a equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 8, which ends up being 5.83 or 0.17. Okay, so now if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and start the work, which is page 29, number 1 to 21 odds. Or there are other videos posted by Mr. Kristopovich which don't follow the notes but just explain this process again. So you can either watch more videos or go straight to the work.